Hello, my name is Prime, and welcome back to ETS2 Showcases, and welcome to the beautiful new city of Aarhus. A nice little addition here on the eastern side of Denmark, and in today's delivery, we're going to be heading north into Norway, actually in Kristiansand, but in all honesty, we're delivering to the port itself in Kristiansand. So in reality, all of our driving will take place here in Denmark, which is great though, because this is a wonderful region, and of course, a freshly refreshed region here in the 1.57 open beta update. I'll be using this Scania S560 Super with one of the new paint jobs included with the Scania Super update, and to haul the potted flowers we're taking up to Norway, we're using the new configuration for the Krone Cooliner, that being the Cooliner City. And for those who are wondering, the biggest difference I can tell between the standard Krone Cooliner and the Cooliner City is the fact that the City has a steerable axle at the rear of the trailer. So without further ado, let's get our Scania Super started up and get on the road. And once again, everything you hear and see in today's video is Euro Truck Simulator 2 through and through. I am not using any third-party modifications in this video today. All right, let's get rolling. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I certainly am. Great to be back here on ETS2's 1.57 open beta update. A wonderful update indeed, with so many great new features, and thank you so much for all the lovely support on the first look video I just did here on ETS2 for this update. I appreciate it greatly, and I'm so glad everyone is excited for this update, as excited as I am, because there are so many great features as I talked about in that video, so you can check it out if you haven't looked at that already. And of course, one of the things being the Scandinavia DLC refresh, which I am driving in today, and this new city here of Aarhus, or Aarhus, or however you want to pronounce it. I believe I really butchered it in previous videos and then looked up the proper pronunciation and still sometimes mess it up because of how well the AA Danish pronunciation of things are. I'm doing my best. So Aarhus, as far as I know, is the best way for me to say it. Feel free to comment down below and absolutely roast me on that front, because you all enjoy doing that, and I in some ways enjoy getting roasted in the comments based on my pronunciation, because it's an ongoing trend here on the channel. Regardless, 1.57 here on ETS2's side is very significant, but well, it's let's just say lackluster on the American Truck Simulator side, so you are going to be seeing a lot more here on ETS2 over the next little while, which is absolutely fantastic and honestly well deserved. ATS has definitely had a lot of the spotlight for quite some time here in the world of SES software games, admittedly recently with various DLC releases and some pretty major content updates as well. ETS2 has unfortunately been a little bit in the shadows, at least in my opinion, but that is very much reversed in this update, which I will say is very nice to see. And as much as I would have loved to see some more things in the American Truck Simulator side, Europe deserves some love here with ETS2, and well, we're getting it here with 1.57. Again, with the various DLC updates, the Scandinavia DLC refresh in itself, again, not a full rework, I should clarify this. The refresh, once again, there are a few areas that have been pretty much reworked or overhauled from the ground up, Copenhagen being one of the main cities or that have had landmarks and so on revisited. Overall, though, across this region, vegetation, some road layouts, and mainly textures have been updated to bring them up to a more modern standard to once again help bridge the gap between mainly northern Germany that have been reworked, and then into Nordic horizons, which is very much, well, on the horizon now for us ETS2 players, which is very exciting. Just trying to blend it so it's not, well, such an old and outdated region of the ETS2 map, at least in between. It'd be great to see a complete rework for a lot of the default depots and so on within this region. That'd be fantastic, and I'm sure SES Software will do that in the future. But for now, a bit of a refresh, and, well, a fairly significant refresh in itself is something that we'll have to do. But I think it is a great thing overall, and I know a lot of you are very excited to see that. I definitely have been, and I'm loving the refresh overall. We're going to actually get over here, avoid some of the cars going a little slow, because I am speeding a little bit, but we're trying to be efficient here today. So Yes, I may or may not be driving the exact same truck as I did in my first look video, which once again, thank you all so much for the support on that video. Great to see, and once again, lovely to see everyone enjoying the open beta for those who have opted into it. Yeah, I may or may not be in the exact same model of truck because I may or may not be recording this video very soon after recording the first look video. But, you know, the game's the game, and you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm mainly new truck. Realistically, I've got the 770 V8 planned for the special transport DLC, so that one will be a different configuration of the Scania truck. Don't you worry about that. But the paint job here with the Super, I think is a nice clean one. There's two different paint jobs for the Super badging of the Scania trucks, if I remember correctly. This one, and then a more, well, let's say enhanced version with a lot more graphic on it and so on. This one's a lot more clean, and I thought it paired very nicely with the chrome trailer in the back, obviously with the standard chrome paint job on it, the city configuration. We'll see how tight we have to maneuver things. I don't really know, though, in this particular delivery, if the city configuration is maybe the best. Realistically, I think this is great for if you're doing a lot more urban shuttle deliveries, or maybe in tighter sections of the ETS2 map, most notably some of the new sections in the Greece DLC on the islands that get very, very tight to maneuver. I think this is where the city configurations of the Chrome trailers will shine. There's three city combinations, and then there is the new high capacity transport, or HCT, trailer combination as well. So any owner of the Chrome trailer pack DLC will get those trailers. But regardless, wanted to at least do just a general delivery here up through Denmark. Obviously heading into Norway just a tad by technicality once we go across the ferry. It was just wanting to show off some of the different features coming in with the 1.57 open beta. That's what this video is, and I think, you know what, nice tasteful updates if you ask me. Obviously the truck being one, the Scandinavia refresh being the biggest one, but the Chrome DLC update, the special transport DLC update, which I'll do very soon, those are just nice to have features within the update. And honestly, as a person who owns the DLCs, I can't complain. Additional free content, and I think a lot of you think very similar. Now, as I travel up through here, I have to admit, I haven't maybe traveled up on these roads previous to the Scandinavia refresh as much as I should have. So in terms of memory, it's hard for me to recollect some of the differences that have been changed here in the refresh. With that said, I've seen many of your comments, and across the community as well, a lot of people are really liking this refresh for those who have traveled in this region more frequently. And I will admit, for the bits that I have seen as well, and just in general with my first look and this video, obviously exploring the region, I am highly impressed with what was done within the refresh itself. Yes, you can tell in many areas, especially the urban areas, other than, am I going the right way? Yes, I am. Believe it or not, I am going the correct way, which is a win in itself. And I've got to stay in this lane. Okay, navigation is key. I have somehow managed to do, I was looking at road signs, kind of, and the GPS, whatever. I managed to survive a spaghetti interchange by the looks of it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Anyways, I was going to say, in urban areas, you can really tell where the refresh, shall we say, becomes a refresh more than a rework, other than Copenhagen, I should say. And I will be going to Copenhagen quite soon, so keep an eye out for that video to come. This is where the refresh, you know, that's where you really notice it. Some of these more, well, rural areas, the textures and so on, some of the reworks of the scenery are pretty extensive, just to, of course, connect through. And highways or motorways such as this have been prioritized because of the connections up through into existing sections, obviously, of the Scandinavia DLC, but then what will be connecting through to the Nordic Horizons DLC as well. So it is very exciting. Very exciting indeed to see this refresh, and I think SCS Software has done a great job with it, and I know a lot of you agree overall. And we've got to slow down a little bit here. And we'll be making a right-hand turn. And we'll be getting close to the ferry as our proximity alert likes to notify us for every single barrier or curb that we go by. And maybe, you know what, I'm going to give a bit of a rant here now because, well, I can. The proximity alert in ETS2 and ATS, admittedly, kind of is annoying because it in many sections of the maps, it will just notify off of anything from traffic light poles to, you know, guardrails and so on. Like, as I go around this corner, there you go. It's already given me a bunch of dings and warnings, but I am, you know, at least a meter away from the edge. If not, well, at very least half a meter, but a meter probably given the scaling of things. I've got some clearance, and yet it's still going off like crazy. Now, I do appreciate that it's trying to warn me of, you know, said obstacles that could potentially get in my way. And for those who have been around here for a while, you know that I can sometimes need as much help as I can get, given the amount of times I've scraped up against things and so on. But when I'm not getting close to something, I feel like the tolerance is set really far out. And I honestly haven't really looked to see if I can change that. Probably could somehow in the developer files or whatever, but I don't really want to go in and start messing with that. Let me know down below if you have any recommendations for that, or if you just simply shut it off and, well, not deal with it. I know many of you probably do. I don't know, don't really want to do that personally, but I may have to get to that point depending on how things go. All right, we got to check in here in the cargo lane, and we've got to head across the ferry. And yeah, we're delivering to the cargo yard actually just across across the pond here. So let's select our destination, and well, I'll see you on the other side. And just like that, welcome to Norway. So let's just pull up here, and we have to do the crazy long commute to our delivery point today. I'm just literally off the boat. I think I could probably just throw all the potted flowers to the delivery point if I wanted to. Actually, maybe not. Can't throw that far. But you get the point. It's, well, it's not far. And I think it's just over here. Indeed it is. Well, there we go. So let's pull over here, and because there's no one in these lanes, I'm going to use it. And we're going to pull around, and then we're going to back into the spot. I'm assuming then some other trucker will just come and pick it up from here and then deliver it to the final destination, probably just over in this region, which I must say, again, looks really lovely. And we'll try and do a delivery over here very soon. Gonna get lots of videos out here in the Scandinavia DLC refresh prior to Nordic Horizons, obviously, but you'll be expecting to see a lot of videos in the Scandinavia region moving forward, which I think is well deserved and something that I am looking forward to, especially with Nordic Horizons, well, on the horizon. But just like that, potted flowers delivered. Now, saying that, I own this trailer, so I can't just drop the trailer. So I don't know, Jeff and Jim, I don't know. I've never thought about having a second guy's name in this whole bit, but whatever. Jeff and Jim, you guys just gonna hold all the pots of flowers or put them on a pallet, or maybe they're transferring it into one of the other Polaris line trailers? Don't really know. Not my problem, though. Just the classic ETS2 logistics chain coming right through for that one. Thank you all so much for watching. What an incredible episode here on the 1.57 open beta update for ETS2, and of course here in the Scandinavia DLC refreshed within this update as well. Comment down below what else you want to see from me here within this region leading up to the Nordic Horizons DLC release. And of course, let me know what you think about the 1.57 open beta update if you've opted into it. I'm always interested in seeing your opinions, and also check out the community Discord. It's a great chance for you to join a growing community over there with plenty of ETS2 and ATS truckers and other simulation gamers alike. But with that said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.